So starting off, you'll see in the footage, you know, my tree stand was set up with intentions on, you know, shooting into the field. So the way I had my camera arm was on my right side so that I could get everything in front of me and to the right of me. Because when I originally hung this stand, I hung it for a specific deer that was coming up this field line. And, you know, turns out that most of the action opening morning was all to the left of me in the woods. So it was pretty hard for me to get the camera arm kind of wrapped around in front of me like this to get footage that way. So as you'll see throughout the video, you know, I got bits and pieces of footage, but it was, you know, it was pretty hard. And unfortunately, I couldn't get the kill shot on camera just because it happened so fast. And they, again, came from my left side, so I couldn't have the camera arm, you know, wrapped in front of me and shoot like this at the same time. So, you know, hopefully the video is still enjoyable for you guys, and, you know, you'll get to see it play out.
Well, it's opening day of gun season in Ohio. The most feared day for your average bow hunter. But today I'm joining the Orange Army because of my lack of killing this year. I needed to resort to the boomstick to help me out. And it's chilly. It's like a typical opening day. We got snow on the ground. It's in the 20s. Got the Berber on. And we're just gonna wait for people to hopefully kick up deer around us. And honestly, today, if it's brown, it's down. So that's my attitude today. I'm not antler hunting. I'm not hunting inches. I'm meat hunting today, so going old school and just having fun with it. Let's go. There's been a lot of shooting going on the neighboring properties. I'm sure people are putting on drives, but I just heard a series of shots that sounded like they were shooting at a bunch of ducks, but it was not. It was deer. Poured a cup of coffee. I said if I'm gonna hunt opening day, I'm gonna do it comfortably. So I brought 3 Sangies and a thermos full of coffee. And I'm not mad about it, because it is cold. So the hot coffee warms your innards. Yeah, that doesn't suck. Pretty sure I'm supposed to clip into that part, but and I got fucking tree bark in my coffee. Earthy. One of these PB&Js is gonna get inhaled here within the next 20 minutes. I can tell you that for free.
So a little while had passed since I had seen those deer. There was a bunch of shots going off around me. And, after I had got done drinking my coffee, I had heard a shot that I could tell was my dad. It was the closest one. So, I had called him, and, he said he thinks he had hit him. He was kind of running through in front of him. Wasn't entirely sure. So he said he was going to get down from the stand and look. I said, all right, call me when you get down, see if you find any blood and whatnot. Another, half hour, 20 minutes goes by. I hadn't heard from him. So I give him a call, and he said, yeah, I found him. I got him. So I was like, awesome. That's an awesome way to start the morning. And, we were on the phone for just talking for probably 10 minutes. And I was looking off into the distance to my left again, and had caught more movement. And, I could see two deer. I didn't know what they were. I could just see two deer kind of working their way more to my left. So I said, all right, Dad, I gotta go. And, I tried to get the camera on him, and it was pretty thick in there with the timber. I couldn't, the footage was never clear. So I couldn't find him in my scope, and I finally caught a little glimpse of him. And I said, with the way they were going, I'm like, I'm gonna have to stand up here. So I flipped the seat back up, stand up, and try to get on them. Finally, I see them, and they're already at 50 yards coming directly at me. And, the camera at that particular moment wasn't the priority on my mind, because they were looking at me and continuing to come at me. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to pull the trigger here. And so I get on them, and, they kept coming towards me. And the doe had kind of went to my right, and the buck, caught my movement and, stopped kind of facing me at 13 yards. And the only shot I had was his neck. So, I put it on his neck and squeezed, and he dropped. And, the footage you see will be after that. I put one more shot into him just to finish him off. It was a crazy fast, action-packed moment that, I wish I could have gotten footage of, and I wish I could obviously show it to you guys. But that's just, that's how the dice rolled for this hunt. And, I got the best footage I could and try to tell the story, after the fact as best as I could. So.
Thank you, Lord. Holy crap, guys. Holy crap. I couldn't even get the freaking camera on. They came so fast. My gosh. I just dropped a freaking awesome buck. Holy crap. My gosh, thank you, Lord. That's a good deer. My dad's calling. Dude, I just dropped a good buck right in his tracks. Holy crap. Dad, he's literally 10, I can jump on him from the stand. He's 10 yards from me. He was chasing a doe. Tongue out, up. Chasing a doe. They came literally to the base of my tree. I'm pissed. I couldn't get the camera on them. They came running towards me. What a friggin' morning. I didn't even eat a sandwich yet. I'm gonna send you a picture of where he is. Hold on, stay on the phone real quick. I'm freaking, that's unbelievable. Doubled on opening day. That's freaking crazy. Oh, man. He smells ruddy. Wow. That's a good buck. Right in the neck. Thank you, Lord. What a morning. What a morning. I drove the unit up here this morning, kind of with a good attitude, but kind of a is what it is, whatever happens, happens attitude. And I was blessed this morning. This guy was actually on the phone with my dad, and I caught movement. I saw a couple deer off in the distance and tried to get set up. I got my shooting stick ready and tried to get my scope on him, and I couldn't find him. And when I looked up from the scope, they were running at me, towards me, and it was him chasing a doe. And I couldn't get my main camera on him. And he came, I mean, this is where he dropped. My stand is 13 yards. I mean, I could have shot him with a bow. And I'm more than happy with a buck like this. I've had a rough season. You know, our target buck went down pretty early in October to a neighbor, and it's been, you know, slow on camera ever since. And so I kind of just had a, you know, I need to meat hunt at this point. My freezer's empty pretty much, and so whatever comes my way is gonna either wear an arrow or get shot at with this rifle. And I was blessed this morning. I mean, I couldn't have drew it up any better. It was perfect. And for me and my dad to kill a buck on the same day together, and he's sitting probably 400 yards away from me, and both of us to get bucks, that's just awesome. We haven't hunted opening day together in a long time. I haven't personally, just because I like to bow hunt, and normally I fear and dread this day because, you know, a lot of things die, and your target bucks normally, if they're gonna die, this is when they die. But, you know, this is the cards I was dealt this year, and, you know, I couldn't be happier. I'm pleased with this, and I'm blessed to see another hunting season and be able to do this, especially with my dad. And I'm thankful he got me into this at a young age, and it's driven me crazy ever since, and I love it to death. I'm just super, super thankful. I'm thankful for the sacrifice, for the food that's going to be on our table, and I'm thankful to the good Lord for allowing me to do this and wake up in the woods with his creations and just get to soak it all in.
So, you know, to wrap it up, it was an awesome morning to spend with my dad, and, you know, both of us getting deer and being able to enjoy that together for, you know, for the first time ever, was awesome. That was a day I'll never forget. I know he can say the same thing. So yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, you know, although I couldn't get the kill shot on camera. I hope the rest of the footage kind of told the story and you guys could get a good grasp of the situation, what was going on. So, you know, I appreciate if you guys would, you know, drop a like and a comment and subscribe to the channel so we can keep growing, and we'll keep producing content for you guys.